Greetings, I'm joining us on this broadcast. Okay, this is China, the China space program. Imagine how many people are paying attention to that. Well, some might be. In the white universe dimension, that's a weird one. Oh, not really, but this has been showing up recently. In Alpha Centauri, astronaut channeling. So where that's when it goes. We'll see where that goes. Yeah, we welcome the weirdness on that one. So China's space program is channeling energies of it. Obviously, it might not be the best vibrations around it, but just the way it goes. And the white universe is it's actually, like when you go in the sky, it's dark. What is that night? What this is more like in the center of the universe. Like there's a dimension where it's white, where a lot of things are being done. Say positive, negative, whatever it might be, is like a white reality. At least, so it's not nighttime; it's white. So, there are universes where it is a white universe and not a black one, it's a blue one, yellow one. You can go on and on for that. So, but the white one showed up recently. It's like I channeled some of the universe's energies yesterday, and I'm not sure if I got the best vibration from that. Well, it is the universe here. And this place is Paradise Island, so I guess you can say that some of that called it out. So that's what Alpha Centauri energy is going to be brought up again to dig into our reality a little bit more in a different way. So white universe dimension. I'm not sure where that's going to go. Just wing it here. So, all right, just real quick, slight update. Scientology.com. We have private sessions at the shop here. I'm on the 20th for some people. Same situation here. Yeah, the webinar sign up. It's tomorrow. Social network, Rabbit, behind the scenes, and the dating site. So, all right. Okay. Here we go. All right. Much love. Greetings to you. Yes, we are the China space program. Energies, yes, we are multiple vibrations. Yes, we are trying to conquer your world. Has been suppressed by the United States for many years. You can say we are technically your secret space program because no one is really paying much attention to us. Of course, Russia has more in-depth secret space program than we do. Of course, there is, yes, many different secret space programs, but the public version, yes, you do feel like a lot of your governments are planning some kind of disclosure of some sorts. They are a little bit pissed off about China getting more advanced in some ways of their program and doing more than they probably should be, at least from other people's standards. So you connect to the vibrations, we're not necessarily a threat. We're basically all protecting each other, aren't we? So you can go by what you feel from our energies. Yes, we do have a feline vibration around us that is helping us do what we are here to achieve. But we all matter in the long run. As a space we built up like the countries have been to a spaceport, a space city. And China possibly become more advanced. And that's what your Elon Musk doesn't really mention it all, not much, but he is a little bit. They want to beat China in some form or another. Of course, a lot of what China is doing is being kept secret, but not entirely. So this is the new age you're going to. Everybody's going to want to go into space. Even India, I believe, is going into space also. We're all finding our ways in there. So where are you doing? As yes, you're going through your own problems and trying to heal yourselves, realize yes, distraction from the universe. That won't last very long. Of course, some are going to play in the sand of this reality, or many would. But as you're going further into space, that is where the future is. Of course, this world still has a future, of course. But space is really, that's your next renaissance. But even during the Renaissance time period, many weren't paying attention. Some were, and even joined upon it. So many of you on a vibrational scale will connect to this and see where this is going, the future timelines, because it's all going to be space related in some regard. It has not fully activated that timeline where events on your world are going to be space related from now on. It has not fully occurred just yet, but that's what you're heading into. Yes, many are trying to detect their heart chakras and spirit guides, which is good, but you're also looking outside your planet, where that is your new home. For some, it might come faster than what some might think. Yes, there will be positives and negatives to all of it, but many will sign up no matter what happens. So expect that timeline to come into more of your reality stronger than it ever has before. And yes, many are connected to secret space programs and all that, and that in other dimensions, and that's fine. That's kind of like a fantasy world for many. It doesn't mean it does not exist. But really, the real truth of the matter is what's happening in the physical, what the astral realms is allowing to come into this reality, and some are still not paying attention because you're told not to pay attention because your media is not paying attention to it. But that is the new age. Yeah, some aren't looking into it, are they? No. Why would you? Your media, which is like the father of society in some regard, or parent, has to tell you what to do. So you go from a parent telling you what to do to the government media telling you what to do. Obviously, many of you are breaking free of that, but there is this China reality coming in. And so you blink and it's more advanced than you ever thought. So why would you pay attention? It's because it's been covered up. So that is the new age you're going into. Kind of a wicked age for some, because it's going to be a lot of growing up in some. Yeah, expect China to bring out some surprises. Maybe not soon, but right now it's a surprise if you're paying attention. So it's kept under wraps, obviously, because a lot of the other governments and all they just a bunch of babies. Where when it comes down to it, it's adult children. You can't all get along with each other, but obviously no one wants to do that. Some of you do, but you're not in charge. Those that are in charge, yes, it's Anunnaki connected, but there's much more to it than that. It's unfortunate because you can't advance your souls very quickly. It just society is still, yes, an infant compared to what's going on in the universe. As yes, you're kind of like opening up the closet and a boogeyman comes out, but not necessarily, or a spaceman comes out instead. Most likely that's what's happening. So you're going through a surprise reality now, aren't you? Where your space is going to speak more to you, and many aren't going to be paying attention, but some of you are. So. Greetings to you with other Arcturians. Blessings to you. Yes, there is a center of your universe, a white universe. It might not be seen as white, but it can be seen as cloudy in some areas of a place where creation is being developed, where vibration ideas are going in and being sent out to places like your world and others. Your world, yes, is pulling in a lot of karma energies from the universe itself, as the universe, yes, has a lot to unravel, a lot to reveal about itself. And yes, there is a white universe where you can go into, or dimension, that you can go to and see what's truly the architecture of your universe itself. Where did it come from? What does it look like? Why does it even exist? It's not always need to be mentioned on different levels, but how many other society, how in humanity, yes, many are trying to heal themselves. Quite understood. Are you healing the universe that's caused difficulties on other universes also? So yes, going outside your planet, yes, is the next generation of your reality. Starseed children will be able to tap into technologies very quickly, which you're bringing in slowly in this environment. Yes, and China is speeding things up as their space age, while others have been kind of taking their time, no rush. China has been going everywhere. Publicly, obviously, there's another secret space program, and many find comfort in that, and that's fine. But the one that's public is really the more important one because it's public. Obviously, might not be the most exciting, but sometimes you can tap into vibrations and see more further into it. It's the metaphysics side of it. But it's up to you how far you want to go into it. Obviously, it's not the easiest thing to tap into all of the space age energies that are happening at this time. It's a little bit hard to tap into because they don't want you to tap into it. So just a lot of soul growth you're going through. The earth is basically going to an upgrade. So you're going into a new age of yourself, basically. This third dimensional self is falling apart. It is breaking down. It is no longer, it might not be breaking down physically, but internally. Some of you feel like you're cleaning house for such a long time, you're finally starting to see some of the changes. So energies have been going on for some time in the background are starting to slowly show their, changes here in this environment. It's just not going to be quickly. Yeah, China energies, it's good to keep an eye on it. You don't necessarily have to look at it every day. It's not the most exciting energies, but you can tap into the vibrations. And if you all of a sudden want to look into these things, yes, it's just speaking to you because it is speeding things up. We don't know the time frame, but yes, people will eventually be living out in space. Space hotels, it won't be easy at first, nothing ever is, but it's like the invention of the railroad, you could say, but it's in space. Well, the railroad, because you have to be taken there, you're not ready for your own space vehicles yet, so you're basically like the railroad into space. Think of it that way. How that was developed here, little by little towns, little places, and then all of a sudden now you have a car and so forth. You're not going to have a horse into space. Good luck with that. If you can build your own spaceship and go in space, well, nobody's stopping. So, but there is timelines with that. Yes, of course. Yeah, someone trying to redo renewable energy, but some are going to be creating their own rocket energies eventually when it becomes cheaper. And tapping into alien energies is fine and everything, but you're going into an age, you have an untapped potential. And some aren't really seeing it. Well, I guess a new economy, because society isn't quite ready to let go of the economy just yet. I mean, they kind of need the economy is like baby steps into a new world. It's like you have a financial world, you're going into space, and then one day when you're out in space, it's like, you know what, do we need this money anymore? Now we have warp drive, things like that. Do we need this anymore? You evolve out of it. So, but your society has to, basically, you're also bringing kind of like a Greek type of philosophers into this reality of the new age. You can say technically you're kind of going through that now to some form, but basically you're going outside your planet. Maybe not personally. Yes, once again, obviously, looking into the news, it's not exactly the most exciting reality, but on your world is nothing ever really happens quickly. Such as your health situation, that was like years in the making. You know how boring that was watching that being put together. That's the thing about your entertainment. It does kind of speed up people's expectations. Everything has to be fast. Everything has to be yesterday. Greetings to you. We're the consciousness of Alpha Centauri. Because we have our own felines, we have our own canines, we have our own people, we have our own refrigerators. Maybe not exactly like yours. I think ours work a little bit better than yours, but it doesn't really matter. We don't have your problems. Well, we do, but not like yours. Well, once again, that was brought up yesterday. Yes, your planet is has like the energies of the universe, its problems. You think you have problems, the universe has more problems. That's everybody, all the other universes' problems of other universes here. Yeah, you can say it wants to be loved, it wants a hug. This white universe, white dimension that showed up, which we're actually kind of surprised that even would show itself. Yes, is a place where peace is made. Like it's like a neutral zone where all the beings can connect. Kind of like heaven, but not exactly. It's more of an alien reality where even the agendas of the universe itself is designed. Kind of like the architecture of it. It's different iterations of looking at it. But what your planet is going into basically is a self-love energy of just releasing a lot of the contracts that have been brought here by other universes. Understand other universes that have been plaguing this planet too. So this universe, yes, is still looking for its identity. Obviously, we're beating that one to death, but it's true. All these alien races, there's a lot of alien races that obviously do not get along with each other. And that's going to happen, but on other universes, at least the more peaceful ones, everybody acknowledges everyone to a degree. You might not always get along with each other, but acknowledge. This universe, planets get mad at each other and then just stop talking to each other. Yeah, they block them on their giant cell phone, their galactic cell phone. A lot of that happens. Even your planet got blocked from other planets. And you didn't hear. It's like your parents like took away your fun. And they're always like, you have a cell phone that, you can call your mom, but that's about it. And that's Mother Earth. So yeah, so you're showing that their teenage ways, as yes, this world was diced and sliced and diced with drugs, rock and roll, everything. People are finding their darker sides. You had the bad aliens come here and do their thing. It would all of a sudden Centauri being just sit there and watch. But did they really let that on their planet? They did. Or we'll just sit here at the bar and pay attention to all of this. I mean, not to say that we don't have problems, but this world is like a bar itself. Like in the what do you call it? Like in the bad part of town. And just left its doors open and there all the criminals came in. And then you all reincarnate here, try to figure yourselves out, try to make yourself known, try to figure, who you are, if you're going to be a good guy, bad guy, whatever it might be. Yeah, pretty much a hell planet overall. Going into those details, it's not. So you guys, Atlantean energies obviously open up those doors. Well, Atlanteans did a lot of cleaning up of other entities that caused problems before Atlanteans. Once Atlanteans showed up, there's other species that were already here causing trouble. Some of you were adapted to those vibrations. So the Atlanteans are like a cleanup crew to a certain extent. They basically made this planet to a neutral planet overall, and things were going fine until they kind of messed themselves up. But it was never meant to last that long anyway. Well, when you're developing a human energy and trying to improve it, and this human here is already kind of different than other human worlds. It's like it was already set up for failure from the very beginning. Now, if you let the human alone and just let it do its thing, that would have been fine. It'd just be a Neanderthal running around chasing bugs, whatever it might be, no big deal. But because the human was transformed to what you are today, welcome to problems. All kinds of problems. Now, could this have been avoided? Not likely, no. Because your planet has a lot of energies that nobody still understands even today. No, there's Orion beings here. There's all these different alien beings nobody fully understands. As Alpha Centauri beings, we just basically watch. We do assist with Mother Nature. We do pop up every once in a while. But most of the time, you don't really hear from us. We're very connected to Agartha. We look like Agarthian beings. We have little pointy ears. We look. But no, most of the time, we're just quiet. It's like you already invited all these little questionable beings here. We're not getting involved with that. So here, yes, in the age of what China, China you can't trust, obviously. Then again, who can you trust? If you can't trust China, you can't trust anybody. Yeah, everybody, all these space agencies are lying to each other. It's quite well amusing, depending on where you are. If you're on the planet, it's not amusing at all. It's pretty much pathetic. It shows like teenagers are running the planet, or even younger than that. Actually, I think 12-year-olds can run your planet better, but yeah, it's a lot of adolescent energies are running your world, as you have noticed. It's done by design. Was to keep your world kind of in a teenager mode. You know, it's being kept. I mean, humanity can improve and become more adult-like and connect to space and connect to other beings, and you can still have fun. You can still make, you can still act like a 10-year-old if you want. But there's also an adult side you can really activate. It hasn't been really activated here. It's mostly a teenager planet. If you have not noticed, it's being kept there. And many of you here to release that energy, just not easy. Now, there are starseed beings here that incarnate here to keep it that way. Say, oh, I connect to the aliens, I do this and that. And they say, oh, I'm part of the ascension, when in truth, they're not here for anything. They're not here for ascension. They're here for descension. And you'd be surprised who they are. Some of the communities, they're actually there to control. Well, they want power for themselves, especially when they get success. They want to keep that success. The idea is to take success and to share it with everybody, but some don't want that. And some of those are Orion beings, at least Orion type of program, where they can be kind of like a god, like a celebrity or something like that. Some of that's Anunnaki, but a lot of that's Orion too. Yeah, there's a lot of bloodline energies here. Like you incarnate, I'm not going to mention what race, but it's true. You incarnate in a certain race, all of a sudden things just work for you. All of a sudden you can create a business. All of a sudden, it's like magic, just like that. We're not going to mention who that is. They play a big role in your planets, and we'll just leave it at that. And there is an Egyptian energies connected to that also. So your space programs, now, yes, your public space programs are kind of like a hoax. They're real, but they're not the real ones, obviously. There's other ones, of course, that are being blocked, and that's going to continue to do so. For now. Now, you're connecting those energies, but some are connecting those secret space programs just for entertainment, obviously. It's opening up one's psychic abilities to be able to tap outside of all this. Obviously, there's a lot of blockages through space programs on all different levels. Basically, they're just to shut your energies out so you can't tap into anything. It's hard. Basically, many of you are becoming remote viewers and not realizing it. I mean, that's what your spiritual direction is. Really just remote viewing. And some of you are already doing it, not even realizing you're doing it. And usually it's from an astral level. If you truly want to allow that, it's like you're being planted, like an actual plant. You're planted, seeded into that area so you can do your remote viewing and see what's going on in the world, but also healing it. Every point is an app. So there's astral points everywhere around the world. So astral has its own little universe itself, and you're in a certain location a lot of times for your astral work that you're doing. So you wonder why you can't move, you can't go here, you're kind of stuck. It has a lot to do with your astral connections. And of course, a lot of it has to do with physical too, especially if you're by a military base, and some of you have snuck in there many times on astral level. You know, even to deactivate a lot of that. Eventually, a lot of yes, your military bases obviously are keeping your third dimensional level going. A lot of your military bases are kind of like your schools of your reality. I mean, they're kind of like the policemen of the world, right? Policemen and women, or alien in all the sexes. Yeah, your world has gone so. No, the woke situation, this whole woke in society, it's another distraction. You have distraction after distraction, and that's the elites going by the playbook of how to manipulate society. So if they like a certain type of manipulation, they sing with it. They kind of put it in the vibrations like this is the timeline we're going by to cause people. They have to find a way to keep people in distress. What caused drama here? And they test it. And if it hits a certain vibration, they push for it. So imagine there's a lot of organizations that you've never heard of. All of a sudden, they're everywhere in the news for good reason. And it's also to give a middle finger to humanity. Supposed to help people, but really just there to cause chaos. Yeah, you have chaos groups on all different levels, obviously. You have your military base that's kind of like your modern school. Of course, many of you don't go to those schools, but it is programming your reality. And they don't even know it. Eventually, they're going to realize the hoax that's been done on them. But even they are a little bit too ignorant to notice that. It's very sophisticated what's happening. Well, yeah, it's an alien mind game on so many different levels. As Alpha Centauri beings, we only can do so much. When humanity decided to go to this level of deception, a lot of this type of deception, what are aliens supposed to do? Crash land their ships here and you take their technologies, which was done on purpose, which was done a long time ago, not in the 40s. It's gone further away, but here's some updated technology here. We'll just crash one in every once in a while. An upgrade. So this has been going. Aliens and humans have been going on forever. It's just been kept secret. Now you have the internet. It's a little bit different world. Which like also your internet is going to allow more leaks of what's happening here slowly. At least the alien connections. Of course, people won't believe it, and that's kind of the idea. But your secret space programs most likely not going to leak anything anytime soon because they don't want anything. Oh yeah, your UFO, fake UFOs. We feel like some of them kind of went too far in that, so they're going to pull back on it. You might have some disclosures here and there. We're not seeing anything. We're really not seeing anything too prominent. Maybe they're going to cause discussions, but yeah, if there's a disclosure moment, we don't know anything about it. There could be, but we don't know anything about it. A lot of times they just stay out. You'd be surprised how many alien beings just don't want to know. It's like sometimes the more you know, then we have paperwork. Maybe not paperwork, but and then we have to get involved. Some beings don't mind being involved. Some beings have no choice to get involved, like the Pleiadians and the Syrians, because they brought their karma here. They brought their problems here. And there's other beings that brought their problems here too. Felines, canines, they all brought their problems here and here to solve it. Yeah, when you have humans starting to realize their canine friends is actually an old lover, like on a canine planet, that's when your world starts to open itself up. Well, that's one phase. Yeah, you're opening up all these different phases up. Like, is humans going to be able to handle this, digest this? Well, they're going to find comedy in a lot of this, which is good. Especially when you feel like, because this stuff can get too real when you just feel like you're losing your mind. But if you add comedy to all of this alien disclosure, and it does help the body cope with the change that's coming in. So, yeah, you just have to laugh. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, when you see the darkness on this world, it is a comedy when you get down to it. I mean, it's so psychotic. They actually take themselves seriously. And some of you are going to see more deep into these beings that are causing problems here. Might as well. So,